Hey guys, Coach Kevin here, and today we're going to be going through the benefits of e-learning for hockey players. Now, traditionally, e-learning wasn't a common thing. Even like 10 years ago, it wasn't really that common for players to be taking advantage of all the benefits included with learning online. And in this video, we're going to go through 8 reasons why hockey players should be using e-learning to their advantage. So the first benefit to e-learning for hockey players is you're able to save your drills and be ready every time you step on the ice. So essentially you can have a folder or a place where you can save those drills and then communicate online and be able to watch those videos. If your coach is set up in a way that they're able to film the drills and have them ready for you whenever you get some stick and puck ice time or some spare ice time, that's a great opportunity for you to be able to have those drills, have those cues, and hop on the ice and be ready to develop at any time. Benefit number 2 for online learning for hockey players is that 80% of athletes are visual learners. So this really benefits the online option because you're able to watch clips, you're able to see the professional examples, you're able to basically watch those drills and demonstrations visually rather than have a coach audibly explain them. And what happens a lot of the times is we've all been there. We've all been a drill buster before where we hop on the ice, a coach explains us a drill and we don't really understand what they mean. We mess up the drill and then the coach gets mad at us. Well, what we should have done is add a visual example, and I think a lot of players would adapt to that a lot better by being able to visually see what the drill looks like before they actually have to perform it. So that's why visual demonstration is so much better than audible explanation, and I think e-learning is an opportunity to use that to our advantage. Benefit number 3 to using e-learning is something called mirror neurons. And this is something you may never have heard of, but essentially what mirror neurons are is something in your prefrontal cortex that allows you to mirror the movements of other people. If I were to watch McDavid or Barzal or McKinnon performing a movement, it's more likely that I'm able to emulate them just from watching them. And the internet is a great place to watch those clips and have access to them because years ago, the only time that you could watch hockey is on TV. But now we can constantly doing it and making sure that we keep a consistent schedule for e-learning. Most coaches think of watching video or watching clips and studying video in terms of strategy, in terms of your power play, your breakout, all those, your forecheck, all those things. But for a skill development coach, we're actually looking at it in terms of visually learning the movements of other players. And we can use those mirror neurons and they fire up when we watch McKinnon, McDavid, Barzal. We can actually take a look at their knee alignment, their hand placement, their head placement, how they're skating and how they're moving, their ankle alignment. Those little things, when we pay close attention to them, we're more likely to emulate them and practice the same way as them the more that we watch them. So that's why it's so important to systematically watch those videos and watch those clips of the best players in the world because our brain will automatically practice like them the next time we step on the ice. Another great benefit to e-learning is slow motion. Basically what you can do with a lot of the online tools today is watch your clips or watch professional clips in slow motion to see those finer details. And it's really simple, but it's just being able to basically break things down into smaller parts so we get a true understanding of them rather than just watching the game for entertainment. Benefit number 5 to using e-learning as an option for your development is clip comparison. Now, I'm a big fan of this. I know I've said it before, but clip comparison is so important because you're able to quickly find the things that are separating you from professional movement and your movement. So when you're able to compare those, you're able to learn very, very quickly what you need to work on for next practice. And it becomes very clear for those visual learners and for those players who really benefit from watching those clips and understanding there's a difference between hearing it and there's a difference between seeing it. So with the internet and with having access to watching those clips anytime, you're essentially able to learn and compare at any time you'd like. I think that's a huge advantage that a lot of players aren't taking advantage of, and clip comparison can be huge to take your development to the next level. Benefit number 6 to e-learning is just the fact that it's so accessible. Years ago, the only time you really got to learn from coaches and from other people was when you had time with them on the ice. However, with the accessibility and with the affordability of online learning today for athletes, and this could range to different sports as well other than hockey, but just the fact that you're able to learn at any time for a lower cost. And a lot of players should be taking advantage of that just because it's so accessible and it's so easy to do. And you can do it at any time at a moment's notice. And there are a ton of great hockey training programs. I've personally taken many of them. And my favorite obviously is the Train 2.0 Plus membership, where for $47 you can get on-ice training, mechanics training, explanations, coaching calls, NHL clip examples, hundreds of drills that you can have anytime that you take on your phone and hop on the ice and train those at any point. And you can also request feedback from many of our Train 2.0 coaches online. So it's a really huge advantage that a lot of players could be taking a part of. Another great advantage to e-learning for hockey players, and specifically for hockey coaches, is you're able to lay out your sessions before you actually get on the ice with your players. So you can make your graphics, you can essentially build your drills, build your programming all in one, and have players watch that before they hop on the ice. And whatever way you want to do that, whether it's with a call or whether with a recorded video, just being able to communicate that way for hockey players, I'd like to see a lot more players taking advantage of that. And I think that would really streamline a lot of their development. Benefit number 8 to using e-learning as a tool for your skill development is that you can really network with other players that may be in the same situation with you. Who knows, maybe you come from a smaller community that there's not a whole lot of people or coaches to bounce ideas off of. And it used to be a geographical barrier that if you didn't have a great coach around you or a hockey community around you, you may not have been able to develop as fast as somebody who did. But that's really not a reality anymore, because we're able to network with other hockey players at a moment's notice through Zoom calls, through Google Meets, through Facebook, through other online platforms, and through communication online. Sometimes we become the average of the 5 people that we hang out with and that we associate with. So one of the things you want to do is, have conversations with players that have the same goals and have the same ideas as you. And that can really, again, make your development a lot more enjoyable, but also a lot more beneficial. And coaches can share cues. And there's just so many things that you can learn from networking online with other hockey players and other hockey coaches. If you're interested in providing top-notch video analysis for your players, pre-programmed sessions, and integrating an online option for your skill development program, book a call with us today for your Train 2.0 coaching certification.